Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Gempire, Zarmund's Demands, and we're going to play through a few rounds of this game. If you want to see our thoughts and more about the game, you can click on the link in the video description, and that will take you to our full preview/review of the game. But in this, we're just going to talk about the game, how it works, how it plays, to see if it's something you dig. So setup for this game is pretty simple. Each player is going to get one of these books, a palace of their color, one of these culture flags, a bunch of cubes that you can put one on the science track here, one under each of the technologies, dry erase pen, which I'm just going to use one because there's only one of me. You'll put the science track up here, cube at the bottom, palace upgrade track, randomly draw some tokens. There's a whole bunch of them, so you can just randomly draw 5. Shuffle all the cards, the building cards, flip 3 face up, 1 face up on top of the deck. And then you're going to pick the Zarmund demands that you want. In the first game, it says use 1, 2, 3. Use numbers 1, 2, and 3. So that's what I did. I put the appropriate number on top of them, just so you can see it easier. You'll have the building tokens, which are these pretty slick things. Palace upgrade tokens, which are double-sided off to the side. And second row buildings, tiles that are right there. And the best part, all of the gems. So we have population, culture, gold, and palace crystals. All right, and then we're ready to go. Oh, and best part, comes with a cool dice tray and 5 resource dice. All right, so the way this game works is the first thing that's going to happen is each player is going to pick a combination of 5 resources to start the game. Now, at the beginning of the game, you can only hold 5 production tokens. As you get more green tokens, that'll break that rule and you can have more. But you can divvy that up any way you want. So I think blue is just going to, let's go 4 and 1. So they'll close that down. Red will, they're going to go 3 and 2, close that. And then this player is going to go crazy, and they're going to do 2 and 3. All right, so then everybody reveals, you flip it, everybody looks at what they get here, and then you just take what you get. So blue gets 4 resource tokens, building tokens, and 1 science. You just move your science up on this track. Not the greatest track here, but it's okay. And then this player gets 3 building tokens and 2 science. That is red. And then this player is doing 2 building tokens and 3 science. All right. Science is how you unlock technologies, and it is also the tiebreaker track. Whoever is ahead there will break ties in the auctions, which we're getting to right now. All right, so the way the game works is, first thing that happens is somebody is going to roll the dice. So let's just say blue will roll the dice. It doesn't matter, completely irrelevant. And then you're going to look at the dice. There are multiple sides of a dice. There are production, there's wild, which is whatever, and there's multiples of each. Okay, so in this case we have 3 production and then either a production or a science and 2 blank dice. Okay, now each player is going to decide if they want to, it's laid out on this board right here, if they want to take resources, bid on the buildings, or upgrade a city. Okay, so I'll be the blue player and I'll kind of guide you through how all this works. So I have 4 tokens, so I'm actually going to bid. Nobody knows that yet, so I'm going to bid on the C card. All right, so when you want to bid, you write your bid amount in the appropriate letter of the card that you want to bid on. And I'm going to say 3. So I'm bidding 3. Then I close this. I take that. I'm not taking resources. I'm bidding. All right. This player wants to kind of do the same thing. And they're going to bid on B because they really want to start trying to get some gold. And they have 3. They'll bid 2 on B. Then the other player, they didn't take a bunch of stuff at the beginning. So they're actually going to collect resources this round. So they will just put their amount there and amount there. They can't have more than 5 production. So they'll take 3 and 2 science and they'll close it. All right. Then we all reveal. This player reveals they're taking production and science. So they take 3 production tokens. They're maxed out now, and 2 science. 1, 2. This player reveals they're bidding on B, and this player is bidding on C, so we're good there. So we'll start with blue. They pay 3 production coins. They take C. and they're starting to build in their city. So I'm going to move these down just so you can see. You have 2 rows in your city. First row is always unlocked. Second row, you have to pay 5 production, and you get one of these tokens. It'll go above it to let you know that your second row is unlocked. All right, but we're probably just going to focus on the first row now. When you place a building, the first one can go anywhere. Every other building has to go to the left or to the right of a building that's already there. Okay, so this will just go right there ready to go. Now, I get the bonus that's on this card. I get 5 population. I take it, I write it in there. Every 10 of culture, gold, and population you get a gem. All the gems do awesome stuff. All right, so we'll move the blue up there. Red is bidding, they bid 2 on B, so they spend 2 of their tokens. They take the B card. Now this is a hybrid card. Let's show you how that works. This can either go either way. It can be worth 6 gold, or I can flip it, or no, if it's this way, it's 2 culture per district. If it's this way, I get 6 gold. I'm going to go this way because I don't have any districts other than this one. A district is a group of cards of the same color, and I'm going to take 6 gold. So in my flip board here, I take it, I write 6 gold right there. So now I have 6. Again, every 10 you get something. And then that player got their resources, so they're done. And that is the end of the round. Now, the round starts back up. We refill the cards. Anything that wasn't taken stays out there. You always flip the top one. And we roll the dice again. All right, so we have 2 science and then a science or a population. Okay, so let's see. Science or production. That's not great here. So I think it's time for orange to start bidding on some cards. They know they have more money than everybody, so they're going to bid 2. And they're going to bid 2 on B. So they'll bid 2 here. Close it. Red doesn't, they only have a coin, so they're actually going to take goods or resources. They'll take 2 science and 1 production. And blue, they have 1 token, and I think, you know, they're going to get crazy. They really want that C. They're going to bid 1. See what happens. May not be smart, but here we go. All right. So blue reveals. They said C. Red reveals. They said they're taking resources. A reveals. They said B. So everybody gets what they want. All right. So C. Blue is going to pay 1 token. They're going to get the C card. And again, this goes next to it. It can go on either side. Doesn't matter now. It could matter if there's more colors, but as of right now, it doesn't matter. They will now add their 8 to the 5. So that gives them 13 population. And now they get a green gem. Green gems allow them to hold more than 5 production. So now they have a limit of 6 production tokens that they are able to hold, which is pretty slick. Because in order to, you need production. You need production tokens to start winning. And I'll talk about how you win here in a little bit. Red, they're taking resources, so they get 1 production token. And 2 of these. Done. And then orange is bidding 2 for B, so they pay their 2 tokens. They take the B card, which is 8 culture, and they will add the 8 culture to their culture track, and they will go like that. All right. And that's effectively how the game plays. Now let me talk about some stuff that I didn't talk about because I want to show you stuff. Now a couple other things you can do is you can upgrade your palace. And when you're going to do that, instead of taking resources or bidding, you're going to write palace and then what level you want to upgrade it to. So say I wanted to go palace level 1. Okay. We start at palace level 0. That costs 5. You can see right here. Palace upgrades 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 production. So a level 1 would be 5. I need to spend 5 when it comes to me. I take a level 1 token and I would put it on my palace right here. Then I get all the bonuses from what level I'm on down. So level 1 is going to be 1 science for every one of those tokens I have, symbols that I have. So on the bottom of the cards, let me see if I can find some here. There are some of these like beakers or science tokens. For every one of those that I would have in my city, I would get 1 science. So say that's how it was. I would take my marker and I would move it up 1. Okay, so it's not a great one. You want to go up. If I upgraded to a level 2, I would get crystals. The palace crystals, or diamonds, I think they're diamonds, they go on cards that have diamonds. So say blue player upgrades to a level 2. Let me find a 2. they would get to take one of these diamonds, put it on the card. If it has a diamond, it can go on any card at the beginning. Any other diamond has to be adjacent to a diamond. But if I start out on a card that has a diamond at the bottom, I get that reward again. Some of the cards have 2 diamonds. If it gets 2 diamonds on it, I would get that reward again. So you can have a possibility on some of these cards to get that reward 3 times, which is pretty slick. So that's Palace Upgrade. The next thing you can do is you can buy your second row. So I could buy my second row. I would just put second row on there. Pay 5 production. Put this here. Now I'm able to start building cards in my second row. Same rules apply for placing cards. You actually go to the right or the left. It doesn't have to match the color that's below it, but you can't exceed the width of your base. So if you have your second row unlocked, you might want to make your bottom row. You can still make your bottom row bigger so you can have more cards. All right. So that's that. Another thing you can do is when you have enough science. So say red gets their science up to 13. They can then take their token and put it on this card right here. You don't spend the science, but I won't be able to use it again. So I spent 12, so I effectively have 1, but I'm at 13. Now I have this ability. So every card in my second row counts as double when I count a building. So some of these cards, see, that's like 5 gold per 5 per gold buildings. So now if I had this one up here in my second row, that's going to be an extra gold building. It would count as 2 gold buildings, which is pretty slick. So that's another thing you can do on your turn. But the thing that you're trying to do the most is you're trying to fulfill 2 of these 3 demands. So let's look at these demands here. Once somebody does 2 of these, the game is over. So for example, in a 3-player game, we'll get to that, have at least 10 more science than every other player, a minimum of 40. So once you get up to 40, then you can start carrying. The purple crystals here, if I have a purple crystal, I could put it on my flag on number 1 to decrease that by 5. So I could have an additional 5 on my science. So right now I would be at 18. So I'm trying to rush ahead. All right, and that works for all these. This one in a 3-player game, have at least 10 cards in your second row. Put a purple in column 2 and I get a purple token. It makes that less to fulfill that. So I would need 9 cards. This one is have a sum of at least 13 gold and culture gems. So again, this is a culture gem. These are gold gems. Those are going to let you switch and turn resources into something else, which I'll get to in a second. But say I had this purple one here, that would be 1 plus 1 of the total. So I would have an extra gem, okay? So I want to have the most of these 2 gems. First player to do 2 of those wins the game. Now let's talk about the gems. I talked about the green one, that lets you hold more production. The diamonds here let you fire off your buildings again. The culture gems let you take increase or decrease the demands that are needed. And the gold ones will let you, let's just take a look at it. They're going to let you switch a resource. So say I really wanted 2 production, okay, and I can't get 2 production. I can switch this using my gold. I don't have to turn it in, just having it. I can switch this to another production, so I could get 2 production and a science. Or if I had a bunch of gold gems, that can increase the production that I get. So I can normally get 1, but because there's empty dice, I can now use these to fill in these empty dice as additional production, giving me 3 production instead of 1 because I have a pile of golden gems. All right, and that is effectively the game. There's probably some additional rules that I didn't go over a ton, but that's the quick and dirty of it. So that is how you play Gempire, Zarmund's Demands. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.